Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today I have a fantastic collection, Textures Wildflower Collection. There's stamps, there's stencils, there's cutting dies. They make beautiful cards like this one that my friend Debbie made. I can't wait to show you what else we came up with, so come back and play with us. All right, so back to this beautiful card that Debbie made. She used the stamp set. You can see she used this largest silhouette of these beautiful wildflowers. And she also used this dragonfly cutting die. Now there are 7 cutting dies in this collection. There's the butterfly, the dragonfly. We've got this little top of a tag, which I think is so nice. You can just take a strip of cardstock that's the same width as this piece and then put it along the top edge and just cut your tag shape from it. It's not as much metal. I'll show you an example of that soon. Then we've got this little like flag shape tab here. We've got this little oval, like a book plate with the number 37 on it. These are just sort of little splats and splatters, which are cool. And then we've got our beautiful wildflower set. So on this card, Debbie stamped that wildflower on, I should mention this is a 6x6 card, and she used 3 colors of prism ink. So she used this first one, and I think it's grange. It's like a gray, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, actually. I'm looking at it. It's G-R-E-I-G-E. And anyway, it's a nice light, sort of a tan color. And this is how she stamped it right here on the right side of the card. Then Velvet Fawn, I know how to pronounce that one, that's in the middle. And then she ended that with the gingerbread ink pad. And so you've got this nice collection here that really gives the impression of a foreground and a background, which is really, really nice. She's also got some thank you Dazzle stickers. I forgot to grab those, but they're listed down below the video. And then she die cut that beautiful dragonfly from brown cardstock. She backed it with these fantastic sparkling sheets. They're iridescent, okay? And there's 7 different sheets in here, different colors. She used this sort of golden color. It's so beautiful. Placed the cutting die, the die cut rather, on top of that, and then glued just the wings down, and then used some tiny scissors. Got mine right here. These are very nice to have, to just cut around those. And then she just glued the body right there. And you can see the wings are left free there, which is so nice. You could put a little foam tape under there, and that way they would stand up when you were mailing them. Did such a beautiful job on that card. All right, so next is another one that Debbie made. Look how gorgeous. This one, you guys, is using this fantastic stencil. I'm going to show you how to use this on another card, but it's 2 pieces that work together. So one of the pieces has got this sort of, well, I'll tell you exactly what colors she used actually. Right here. This one has got the spearmint ink applied to it, and that's 1 layer, okay? And you do all of it in spearmint, and then you remove that stencil, and then you place the next one right over it, and she used the royal blue on that one. And then while she had the spearmint stencil on there, she used a little bit of concrete. Now you can use a blending brush for this, or you can use one of those little applicator rounds that we use for inking. Both of those work great. And then she used the cutting die, that beautiful wildflower cutting die. Look at that, it's so beautiful, from black cardstock, and then glued that right over the top of that. Looks so beautiful. Left space right here and all the way around the sides. These are thin line Dazzle stickers, and they come in a pack. Ooh, there we go. Of 5 colors in this collection, and she used the black ones all the way around that, which is so nice, and then used the 500 script greeting Dazzle stickers also in black. These come in gold, white, silver, and black, just like the slimline, and then she used the black ones for the thanks. And this card is just beautiful, just spectacular. I love what she did with that. All right, so on this card right here, this is one that I made using the tag that I was telling you about, this little die. And I cut this tag right here from a strip of watercolor paper. There we go. I love using watercolor paper, love to keep it on hand, love to keep all the scraps of it. And boy, this tells me why, because just the right amount there to make that tag. And then what I did was I took my Misty stamping platform, right? And I put that tag right here. Now, as I said, I just cut this from about a 5-inch piece of leftover cardstock. So it doesn't really matter the length because on my actual card, I tore it at the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and do this little stamping. I took this one right here. I'm going to show you how the watercolor sort of plays into this. It was more important to me to get the flower blossoms up here on the top. So we're going to kind of fit this in just like that. I'm going to grab my spray bottle. This has just got some clear water in it. And then we're going to use, I used Prussian blue and khaki on this, and then I also added a little bit of teal on my card for the stenciling, and I'll show you that next. So what we're going to do is take the Misty, we're going to attach the stamp at the top here, and then we're just going to apply, I like to apply the light color ink first, just sort of randomly kind of down the center. The reason I like to do, when I'm doing direct to surface inking, the lighter color first and then the dark blue, the navy in this case, so I'm not transferring the navy onto the khaki, which is the lighter color. And then I'm going to take my water, we're just going to mist the tag just a little bit, and then we're going to mist the stamp quite a bit. And then we're going to quickly, so the ink doesn't run, boom, like that. And we want this really cool watercolor transfer. Look at that. So easy to do, you guys. Now I got to grab a little towel. So easy to do, especially when you're using watercolor paper. Gonna clean up our stamp. There we go. And then I would just leave that, let it absorb, don't move it around, don't try to remove it, just for a minute or two. We're gonna remove this though, because we're gonna use that again. And now we're gonna go on to our stenciling. All right, so I've already used one of my stencils. I've used this one, and I used Prussian blue for the background. So I'm going to show you, take this off very carefully, we don't want to tear the plastic. There we go. So I put that right there, and then I used my little applicator, okay, my sponge, put some of the Prussian blue on, and I just sort of held it. Now you could use a low-tack tape or something to tape the edges down temporarily, and then go ahead and ink the inside. I just sort of held it down like this. Then when I was all done with the inside, then I just took this and went around the outside edges. That's all there is to that. And then this is the next one, and it's going to get set down right on top of the first one. And then it's masking the areas that you've already inked. Look at that. It's already masking. It's so handy. And then we're going to go ahead and take the teal. That on there. And as I said, I like to just kind of hold it like this. And I'm not going to do the whole thing, but we'll be quick about it. And you just want to stay away from that straight edge so you're not getting any more ink there. On the first round, it doesn't matter, but on this one, we just want to keep it navy blue. And then you're going to lift this up, and you're transferring that next color, okay? To clean these, you could just run them under tap water. This is a water-based ink, so it's just going to wash right off. All right, so once that's done, then I went ahead and stamped in black ink one of the floral greetings, and I used this one, Where Flowers Bloom, So Does Hope. Let's return to this card. And then we've got our little stamped watercolor image here. And then I just took this and I just sort of tore it where I wanted that to fit on my card. Just like that. Then I took that teal and I just went around the edges, especially on that torn bit. And then I just added a little bit of forest green and navy twine. That's a great pack we have for twine. I'll list that down below the video. And then just threaded that through, and then I foam taped that to the card front. That's all there is to this card. And you could use all kinds of different color schemes with this. So I think that's just a really nice versatile collection. All right, let's take another look at one of Debbie's cards here. Look at this one, I love it. For this one, Debbie took that butterfly right here and she die cut that just from a scrap of paper. And then we're going to do a little stenciling with this. And she sort of put it like this. I'm going to use this little guy. We're going to put a different color on. And Debbie used Warm Honey. That's one of my favorite colors to use. And this one is Muddy Boots. You can see here, that's where she used the little bee right here in that kind of a brown color. And then we've got this blueberry color. So let's worry about the Warm Honey first and do the large stenciled butterflies. You're just going to hold it like this and then just going to put that color down just like this. All right. That's easy enough. And then we're going to take it and we're going to turn it. It's cool when they kind of go off the edge at the bottom. Let me move this up. When they go off the edge of the card, it just sort of gives you the impression that this card was covered with butterfly print and then it was cut down to just the right size and you kind of lost a little bit of that image. It looks very intentional. There we go. A little bit more in the center, like that. And she just did that, turning this around and around. How cool to just throw one of these in your toolkit stuff and your scraps, and you can just pull this out at any time and create your own background. All right, you could do the same with the dragonfly as well. So at this point, we're going to take the Muddy Boots and the blueberry and do the same with these little bees and she went ahead and used these bee stamps right there on the card using those two different colors. I think that's really cool how she did that. Now this piece right here uses these dandelion, you know, the little wishes that we used to blow, you know, that's also the paper wishes icon symbol. Yeah, I love that. So what she did with that was she stamped that, you guys, using the blueberry onto some plain vellum. All right, and then after she stamped that, she stamped it again. You'd want to use your Misty stamping platform for that. She stamped it again using this watermark clear ink. Then after she did that, it's left it sticky and wet and tacky. Just sprinkle on a little bit of clear embossing powder and then tap off that excess. And then heat it with a heat gun, and that's going to give you a really glossy look here. Maybe we can zoom in a little bit. It's going to give you this glossy dandelion there. That is so cool. And then we've got the Missing You purple dazzle stickers, which I talked about this, I think, yesterday's video, where they were purple vinyl that we didn't have for the longest time, and we got a customer request on this, and we were like, well, our manufacturer doesn't have purple. But you know what? They did have purple, and they were holding out on us. And so Paulette created this collection of borders and greeting dazzle stickers all in that purple finish, and we love using that. I'll give you a tip here that purple is Paulette's favorite color. So we have a great collection. So you guys, a fantastic collection of these texture stamps, cutting dies, and stencils. They are really versatile. I think you're going to be using these in a lot of different ways. So we have a money saver right over there on the right-hand side for the whole collection. I would really encourage you to pick that up. Look down below the video for all the inks and all the different products that we use that went along with this, or you can just add 1 or 2 items right into your shopping cart. If you're watching us on YouTube, then we haven't forgot about you. Look below the description box, look below the video in the description box. You'll see a link that'll take you to this Paper Wishes webisode, and then you can shop all the deals too. While you're there, a thumbs up is much appreciated. It helps people find our channel. And subscribe. We do 4 to 5 of these videos a week, and we wouldn't want you to miss a thing. Thanks so much for joining me today, you guys, and we'll see you next time.